Human bodies sometimes reveal astonishing and bizarre secrets. From a man whose tongue grew so large it altered his life, to a teenager with an unusually long neck, these stories are both incredible and unforgettable. Brace yourself for the 20 bizarre body parts ever discovered in China.
Elephant Man of China. Huang Chunkai, born on December 29, 1977, is known as China's Elephant Man due to a rare condition called neurofibromatosis that caused huge tumors to grow on his face. This genetic disorder led to tumors so large they distorted his features and made everyday activities like seeing, eating, and breathing extremely difficult. By the time Huang reached adulthood, the tumors on his face weighed over 44 pounds, severely impacting his life. For years, Huang lived away from the public eye, struggling with both the physical and emotional effects of his condition. In 2007, Huang's life began to change when Dr. Lu Zhongjun at Guangzhou Red Cross Hospital performed a major surgery. During this operation, doctors removed around 33 pounds of tumor tissue. Over the years, Huang underwent more than a dozen surgeries to further reduce the tumors. By 2014, surgeons had removed a total of about 55 pounds of tumors from his face. These surgeries greatly improved his quality of life, allowing him to regain basic functions and a more normal appearance. Despite the challenges, Huang's determination and the skill of his medical team made a huge difference. Three-armed boy. In 2006, a boy known as Jie was born in Liu'an, Anhui Province, China, with a rare and striking condition. He had 3 arms, 2 of which were left arms. This unusual birth defect made headlines around the world, drawing attention to the challenges faced by children born with extra limbs. Jiji's 3rd arm was less functional and smaller than his other 2. Soon after his birth, doctors in Shanghai performed surgery to remove this extra limb while he was still an infant. The operation was successful, and Jiji went on to live a life much like any other child, without the burden of the extra arm. Cases like Jiji's are incredibly rare and raise interesting questions about how the body develops before birth. Extra limbs usually occur due to abnormal cell division or incomplete separation of twins during early pregnancy. Despite the shock such cases can cause, modern medicine has made it possible to address these conditions early on, allowing children to lead more normal lives. Jiji's journey shows how rapidly medical breakthroughs can transform the lives of those born with rare conditions. How do you think living with an extra limb, even briefly, would affect a child's experience growing up? China's Giant Woman. Yao Defen was once officially recognized by Guinness World Records as the tallest living woman, standing at an incredible 7 feet 8 inches tall. Born in China in 1972, Yao's extraordinary height was caused by gigantism, a rare condition triggered by a tumor on her pituitary gland. This tumor caused her body to produce excessive growth hormones, making her grow much taller than the average person. Yao's rapid and unusual growth began when she was a teenager. Her height brought many challenges. She struggled with health problems, mobility issues, and social stigma. Yao's experience, despite its difficulties, resonated internationally, revealing the medical reality and the courage within. Doctors attempted to treat her tumor, but because it went undiagnosed for years, the damage was already done. Over time, her height stabilized, but the long-term effects of gigantism impacted her quality of life. Yao Defen passed away in 2012, but she remains remembered for her extraordinary size and resilience. Her life raises some deep questions. How does a condition like gigantism change a person's experience in the world? And what does it take to live fully with such an extreme physical difference? World's shortest man. The world took notice when He Pingping, born in 1988 in Ulanqab, China, measured only about 2 feet 5 inches tall. His tiny size was caused by a rare form of primordial dwarfism, a genetic condition that severely limits bone growth but leaves the body mostly proportional. Now, you might think living life at that height would be tough, and you wouldn't be wrong. But He Pingping didn't let his size hold him back. In fact, he traveled all over the globe, making appearances on TV shows, attending public events, and raising awareness about what it's like to live with dwarfism. In 2008, Guinness World Records officially named him the shortest living mobile man, which brought him a ton of attention. What really stands out about He Pingping is how he embraced life with such confidence. He faced everyday challenges most of us never think about, like dealing with places not built for someone his size or handling the endless questions and stares from strangers. But instead of letting those things bring him down, he used his platform to educate and inspire people everywhere. He visited countries like Italy, Japan, and the US, meeting fans and showing that size doesn't define who you are or what you can achieve. Sadly, He Pingping passed away in 2010 at just 21 years old. But his impact hasn't faded. He left behind a powerful message. No matter how small you are, you can make a huge difference. Teen with longest neck. Here's a story that's pretty wild. Fu Wengui, a teenager from China, was born with an incredibly long neck. Why? Because instead of having the usual 7 vertebrae in his neck, he had 10. That's 3 extra bones stacked up. All thanks to a condition called congenital scoliosis, which messes with how the spine forms before birth. Now, having a longer neck might sound like a cool superpower, but for Fu, it wasn't exactly a blessing. His neck was not only way longer than normal, but also caused him a lot of discomfort. Simple things like moving around or holding his head up became a real challenge. Plus, the extra bones made his neck less stable, putting a lot of strain on his body. To give him a shot at a better life, Fu underwent a pretty intense surgery. Operating on the neck is no joke. There are nerves and the brainstem right there, so it takes serious skill and precision. The goal was to correct the spine's shape and make his neck less of a burden. What's really inspiring is how Fu handled all this. Instead of letting his condition hold him back, he faced the surgery head-on, determined to improve his situation. Can you envision having a neck so long that it changes how you live day to day? Fu's experience proves that inner strength shines brightest when facing challenges that go beyond the ordinary. The 31-fingered boy. Hong Hong, a boy from China, was born with an extraordinary condition called polydactyly, which means having extra fingers and toes. But Hong Hong wasn't just a little extra. He was born with a total of 31 fingers and toes, far beyond the usual 20 most of us have. That's 11 extra digits spread across his hands and feet. Polydactyly is a genetic condition where the body forms extra digits during development, and it can vary in severity. For Hong Hong, the extra fingers and toes were mostly well-formed, though some were smaller or less functional than the others. This unique condition naturally made everyday activities like holding objects or walking a bit more complicated. Shortly after birth, Hong Hong's family faced the difficult decision of whether to remove the extra digits. Doctors recommended surgery to improve his hand and foot function, as well as to help him live more comfortably. The surgeries were successful, gradually reducing the number of digits while preserving as much normal movement as possible. Hong Hong's journey quickly became a topic of global conversation, not just because of the unusual number of fingers and toes, but because of the courage and endurance shown by him and his family. Growing up with such a rare condition is no easy task, but with modern medicine and support, Hong Hong's future looked bright. His case makes you wonder about the fascinating ways human bodies can develop, and how even the most unusual differences can be managed with care and determination. How would you feel if you had extra fingers or toes? Hong Hong's journey shows us that no matter what, life keeps moving forward. Boy with 2 faces. Known as Kang Kang, Zhao Huikang was born in China with a rare and difficult condition called a transverse facial cleft. This condition gave him the appearance of having 2 faces, or what looked like a mask stretching across his face. Born 8 years ago in Hunan province, Kang Kang's deformity shocked his family and everyone around him. The cleft caused severe facial disfigurement, making it hard for Kang Kang to eat, speak, and even breathe normally. His condition required urgent and ongoing medical attention. Doctors at the number 163 military hospital in Changsha have been dedicated to repairing his facial bones through multiple surgeries. These procedures aim to rebuild his face step by step, allowing his bones to grow more normally and improve his daily function. Both painful and uplifting, Kang Kang's journey is marked by his mother's tearful strength through the hardships. But thanks to modern surgical techniques and the dedication of his medical team, Kang Kang has been able to make remarkable progress. This case sheds light on just how complicated and delicate facial deformities can be, and how surgery can change lives beyond just appearance, helping with basic functions like eating and speaking. It also raises questions about how families cope with the unexpected and how medicine continues to push boundaries to help children like Kang Kang. Man with the giant tongue. Wang Yuping's story is one you don't hear every day. Born in Shanxi Province, China, Wang's lips were swollen and dark from the start, and his left ear looked noticeably bulged. But things really started changing when he was about 6 years old. His tongue and face began to swell, and by the time he hit 13, his tongue had grown so big he couldn't even close his mouth. Can you imagine dealing with that? A tongue about 10 inches long, taking up space where your mouth should be. Eating, talking, even breathing must have been a nightmare. It's hard to picture, but Wang had to live with this every day, facing not only physical pain, but also the awkward stares and questions from people around him. His condition, called macroglossia, is super rare and involves the tongue growing way bigger than normal. Often, it's linked to other health problems, which makes treatment tricky. Doctors tried to help, but when your tongue basically takes over your face, it's no easy fix. Living with something so extreme isn't just about the medical side. It's about how it affects your confidence, your social life, and just how you see yourself. Wang's experience highlights that people facing rare illnesses carry feelings, ambitions, and hardships just like anyone else. So, what would you do if your tongue grew so big it changed your whole life? Through Wang's experience, we see how resilience helps us navigate even the toughest surprises life sends. World's heaviest toddler. When Lu Jihao was just 4 years old, his extraordinary weight from Guangdong Province, China, drew worldwide attention as possibly the heaviest on record. At just 4 years old, Lu weighed a staggering 136 pounds, way beyond what's typical for a child his age. Lu's size was the result of a rare medical condition known as hypothyroidism, which slows down metabolism and can cause excessive weight gain. Despite his young age, Lu's weight made everyday activities challenging, not only for him, but also for his family, who had to find ways to care for and support him. The challenges he faces emphasize that childhood obesity isn't always about lifestyle, but can be driven by medical factors. It's a tough situation that calls for understanding, medical help, and lots of patience. Lu's family faced many challenges trying to manage his health, but with proper treatment and care, there was hope for him to lead a healthier life. His journey raises awareness about how medical conditions can manifest unexpectedly in children, and why early support is crucial. Imagine being a kid who weighs as much as a grown adult. How would that change your life? Giant from Inner Mongolia. How a herdsman from Chifeng, Inner Mongolia, born November 2, 1951, rose to fame as one of the tallest living men in the world is a remarkable story. Standing at a towering 7 feet 9 inches, Bao's incredible height made him an instant sensation worldwide. Bao's towering stature is due to a genetic condition that caused his bones to grow unusually long. But despite his size, he lived a humble life working as a herdsman before gaining global attention. His height made everyday tasks challenging, but Bao handled it with quiet strength and humility. What's interesting is how Bao became famous not just for his height, but also for his kind heart. At one point, he helped save dolphins by removing plastic from their stomachs, showing that big people can have big hearts too. In Bao's experience, it's clear that what makes a lasting impact isn't appearance, but the strength of one's heart. Living as one of the tallest men in the world isn't easy, but Bao managed it with grace. It's wild to think about life at 7 feet 9 inches tall. How do you find clothes or fit in cars? Through Bao's experience, we see the vast diversity in human form and the powerful stories behind it.
Okay, now it's time for the open discussion.
You won't believe your eyes when you see this is the most unbelievable body part in all of China. These huge, almost surreal ears on this man's head. What kind of world would you live in if your ears were this enormous? Do you think it affects his hearing or his daily life? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to mention #OpenDiscussion. Forehead nose legend. When a devastating car accident destroyed Xiaolian's nose and led to severe infection, conventional reconstructive methods weren't an option. Instead, doctors turned to an extraordinary surgical technique that would change his life and his face forever. Xiaolian, a Chinese man, underwent a procedure known as a forehead flap to rebuild his nose. Rather than using artificial implants or donor tissue, surgeons carefully grew a new nose from his own skin and tissue on his forehead. This area was chosen because it has excellent blood supply, which is crucial for the survival and growth of the transplanted tissue. Over several months, the new nose developed there before being delicately moved down to replace the damaged original. This approach is a witness to the ingenuity of reconstructive surgery. It's not just about restoring appearance, but also about using the patient's own body to ensure the best possible function and integration. Xiaolian's journey highlights how modern medicine can push boundaries, turning seemingly impossible situations into successful recoveries. While the idea of having a nose temporarily grown on your forehead may sound bizarre, it showcases the length surgeons will go to rebuild lives. The Unicorn Woman. Is it possible for a simple mole to transform into something extraordinary and painful? Liang Shuzhen, known as the Unicorn Woman from China, experienced exactly that. What began as a small mole on her head gradually grew into a large, horn-like protrusion, resembling the mythical unicorn's horn, but far from magical in nature. This unusual growth was not just a strange physical feature, it caused her significant discomfort, including pain and bleeding. Despite doctors advising removal, Liang's family was deeply afraid of surgical risks, which led to her living with the horn for many years without treatment. Her condition, while rare, sheds light on how fear and cultural concerns can influence medical decisions, even when intervention might improve quality of life. Liang's story invites reflection on how we handle unusual medical conditions. Would you choose surgery to remove such a prominent growth, or accept it as part of your identity? The choice is complex, balancing health risks against personal and cultural values. Liang Shuzhen's case is a powerful model of how uncommon health issues can confront societal standards and personal endurance. It demonstrates that individuals sometimes have to adjust to life's unforeseen difficulties in their own manner, even if it involves carrying something as remarkable as a horn on their forehead. The hairiest man. We rarely see a story as remarkable as Yu Zhenhuan's, known worldwide as the hairiest man alive. Suffering from hypertrichosis, a rare condition causing hair to cover nearly 96% of his body, Yu's appearance is unlike anything most of us have ever seen. What sets Yu apart is not just his extraordinary hair coverage, but his attitude toward it. Instead of hiding or feeling ashamed, he embraced his uniqueness and built a career in music and film. His life shows how turning a challenge into an advantage is possible with the right mindset. Living with such extensive hair growth brings daily obstacles, from grooming to physical discomfort, yet Yu's confidence and resilience shine through. Yu Zhenhuan's story flips the script on what it means to stand out. It breaks down society's rigid ideas of what's normal and beautiful, pushing us to welcome and honor differences. At its core, Yu's path isn't just about his hair. It's a testament to resilience, self-identity, and the courage to own your true self. His journey encourages everyone to see beyond appearances and take pride in their one-of-a-kind journey. Lash Queen Supreme. The fascination with extraordinary beauty finds a perfect example in Yu Jianxia, famously known as the Queen of Long Lashes. This Chinese woman holds the Guinness World Record for the longest eyelashes, with her longest lash measuring an astonishing 8.0 inches, far surpassing ordinary lash lengths and setting a new standard of natural beauty. Jianxia first earned her record in 2016 and then surpassed it in 2021, demonstrating remarkable dedication to maintaining and growing her extraordinary lashes. She attributes this unique feature to an 18-month nature retreat, a period of rest and harmony that seemingly contributed to her exceptional eyelash growth. Her story suggests a fascinating connection between lifestyle, health, and physical traits. Managing such lengthy eyelashes is no small feat. Jianxia's ability to navigate daily life, from applying makeup to blinking without discomfort, showcases her adaptability and confidence. Her lashes are not only a natural wonder, but also a symbol of embracing what makes us unique. Yu Jianxia's story breaks the mold of what people expect beauty to look like, and shows how the body can surprise us. Her ridiculously long eyelashes aren't just a record, they're a reminder that being different is something to celebrate. This isn't just about a title, it's about patience, uniqueness, and the amazing things nature can create. Longest hair icon. Some people achieve fame for incredible talents, but Xi Cuping stands out for her extraordinary hair. Holding the world record for the longest hair ever recorded, Xi's locks measured an astonishing over 18 feet, longer than a typical minivan. This remarkable feat is the result of decades of dedication and care. Xi began growing her hair at the age of 13 in 1973 and has never cut it since. Her commitment to letting it grow naturally over the years has made her hair a symbol of patience and perseverance. Maintaining such extraordinary length requires a unique routine and tremendous care to keep it healthy and manageable. Living with such long hair presents daily challenges. Washing, drying, and styling such massive tresses demands time and effort beyond the ordinary. Even simple tasks like traveling or fitting into a car become complicated with hair this long. In spite of these difficulties, Zi's passion for her hair never wavered. Her hair isn't merely a record, it's a badge of commitment and self-expression. Her path shows how sticking with something day after day can lead to something truly remarkable. Zi's legendary locks challenge the usual beauty rules and remind us that every great achievement starts with a single strand. Double-header wonder, always capturing attention. The case of the two-headed baby, born in China, is both extraordinary and deeply moving. This rare condition, where two heads share a single body, challenges our understanding of human biology and raises questions about life, identity, and care. Known medically as dicephalic parapagus twins, these infants have two separate brains housed in two heads, yet they must coordinate all bodily functions together. This rarity means every movement and decision requires cooperation, making their daily lives uniquely complex. The medical team faces a demanding task, constantly monitoring the twins' health and development while planning for their long-term well-being. Meanwhile, their parents navigate the emotional and physical challenges of caring for such an uncommon child, adapting to a life unlike any other. This case represents more than just a medical anomaly. It embodies cooperation and the deep bonds within a family. It also invites society to broaden its perspective on what is considered normal and to celebrate the full spectrum of human diversity. Their experience encourages us to appreciate the complexity of life and the bravery required to confront unprecedented challenges. Double face, phenom. Nothing about Chang Tzu-ping's life is ordinary. Born in China with two faces on one head, his condition is a striking example of a rare medical anomaly known as craniofacial duplication. This means he had a full, normal face alongside a partial second face sharing his skull, a phenomenon that has fascinated both medical experts and the public alike. The second face, while it showed features like eyes, a nose, and a mouth, was not fully functional. When Chang opened his main mouth, the secondary mouth would move as well, but it did not have its own throat or voice. This unusual synchronicity created a surreal image, but posed daily challenges for Chang. Living with two faces meant that everyday activities such as eating, speaking, and expressing emotions required adjustment and resilience. Chang's ability to live with such a rare condition shows remarkable strength and adaptability. From a medical perspective, cases like Chang's offer important insights into human development and the complexity of craniofacial formation. Such conditions, though rare, push the boundaries of medical understanding and inspire ongoing research. Backwards feet queen. Even with feet facing backwards, Wang Fang from Chongqing, China, defies expectations in remarkable ways. Born with a rare condition causing her feet to point in the opposite direction, many assumed walking and standing would be impossible. Yet, Wang Fang has proven those assumptions wrong time and again. Despite the initial medical doubts, she walks, runs, and moves with surprising agility. She works as a waitress in her family's restaurant, keeping pace with daily demands and outrunning many of her peers. Her ability to adapt and thrive challenges the notion that physical differences limit potential. Wang Fang's confidence extends beyond her mobility. She has declined disability benefits, determined to live independently, and show that being different does not mean being disadvantaged. Her story is a powerful example of endurance, self-acceptance, and redefining what normal truly means. Giant hands, titan. Far beyond average, Zhao Liang's massive hands are truly extraordinary. Known as one of China's tallest men, Zhao's enormous hands perfectly match his towering stature. His hands are so large that they make regular hands seem tiny in comparison, emphasizing just how unique his physical presence is. Living with such large hands presents daily challenges. Simple tasks like buttoning a shirt or using a smartphone become complicated when your hands are oversized. Custom gloves and specially tailored clothing are necessities to accommodate his frame. Even routine gestures like a handshake or high five carry an impact far beyond the ordinary. However, Zhao Liang embraces his distinctive features with confidence. His giant hands are not just a curiosity, they are part of what defines him and sets him apart. Beyond the novelty, Zhao's experience reminds us that differences, no matter how large or small, can shape identity and inspire others. Zhao proves that sometimes bigger really can be better, especially when it comes to making an impression. The Folded Warrior. This one is the remarkable story of Jiang Yanqin, from China known as the Folded Boy, due to a severe case of ankylosing spondylitis. This chronic condition caused his spine to bend backward, leaving him severely hunched, like a human pretzel, impacting both his height and mobility. Despite the challenges, Jiang refused to give up. He underwent multiple surgeries, including an intense 12-hour operation where surgeons carefully broke and reset his bones. This complex procedure was designed to straighten his spine, allowing him to stand upright for the first time in years. Jiang's journey highlights the incredible advances in medical science and the power of determination. Recovering from such a condition demands not only physical endurance, but also mental strength. His transformation from a bent figure to standing tall is inspiring on many levels. Living with ankylosing spondylitis is a tough battle, but Jiang's courage shows how resilience and medical innovation can change lives. He has become a symbol of hope for others facing similar struggles. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe and hit the bell for more amazing content. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, and I'll see you next time.